For those of you who followed my lot clearing experience it was in Covington, Louisiana, is where I owned a couple acres. Just, I guess an update on that is that we had a change of heart about that piece of property and we ended up getting rid of it. There's a lot of reasons. Distance from my work, which I knew when I got there, but I wasn't quite aware of how bad the traffic was, and some other circumstances around there just made us decide we didn't want to stay there. So we came back to our hometown looking for property after selling that, and we're back in Slaughter, and I picked up a few acres here, and I'm doing it a little different this time. I'm clearing it myself. I spent quite a bit of money on the forestry mulching, which all my opinions on that are posted in my previous videos. I did end up getting a bulldozer in there, and he did a fantastic job. He was with Divine Equipment out of Abita Springs, Louisiana, and the guy does just awesome work. Super fair price. Does exactly what you ask him to do and then some. So I couldn't recommend those guys more. He was fantastic. The property turned out pretty nice. Had a lot of big pine trees left to take down or whatever, but that's all history now. That property's gone. So here I am at my next piece of property, and as you can see, it's overgrown, but not as thick. It's hard to tell in this video, but it's not as thick as what was in Covington. You can actually walk through this if you want to. It's kind of thick around the borders of this old slab. This was a house that was here during Hurricane Katrina, but that's because the sun gets in here. When you get into the interior, it's really not too bad. But let me show you what I'm doing this time. I'm doing the work myself, and what I have to do the work this time, this is a Mahindra 3016 tractor, and it's got the 115 loader on it. And I have a bush hog and a box blade for it. But the main thing I want to point out right now is this attachment is called a Ratchet Rake. There's plenty of videos on it, so I don't want to go spend a lot of time videoing me actually using it, because there's plenty of other videos out there doing it. But basically everything, I'll show you, everything looked pretty much like this. This is a huge pile I've piled up. But this is what I'm getting after clearing. And again, it looked like that right back there and all around. And this is the most insane tractor attachment I've ever used. It does such a good job. It pulls everything out by the roots. You just go in and you lower your bucket down to these small trees and you just drag them out. Vines don't stand a chance. That big vine right there, I'm gonna rip that out. But man, it does such a good job. It's unbelievable. Now some of the bigger trees, like this big pine tree, which it's not a big tree, but you can see that it's, I can't put my hand around it. It's too big for the Ratchet Rake to take down, but it did split it, and I'll pull it out. I'll get it out one way or the other. I'll probably have to do some manual labor, but any of the smaller trees, man, they just don't stand a chance, and it leaves a finished nice grade. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It works so well. If you have a piece of property and you have overgrowth and you're trying to clear it, man, I just can't recommend that attachment enough. It does such a good job. And again, there's my big pile that I'm piling up, and I'll have somebody come pick that stuff up and haul it off. And I'm gonna have a lot of piles. There's a lot to do. This is just a little piece that I've done. It took me about an hour to do this, maybe a little more. But it's a nice little piece of ground that I cleared right there, and just turned out great. So a lot of work left to do. I have about 3 acres to clear. So I'll be making videos of this one too, I imagine, and posting them. If anybody has any questions about anything as far as the work in Covington or anything like that, just give me a shout. I'll answer them as best I can. But other than that, it's time for me to go back to work. So hope you all enjoy the videos. I'll be posting some more soon. Thanks.